You have to do it yourself. How many times have you heard that phrase before? I worked with a business that earned $1 million. They were seven-figure earners. And one of the biggest struggles they had was hiring help. They even made the statement that they felt like if they weren't constantly busy, that something would happen, like it wouldn't go well, that things would fail. There was an innate fear in the mind and heart of the owner that was keeping them stuck. And I want to talk about the one person hustle on today. Now, this energy or mindset even can come from possibly growing up in a household where there is a single mom, or even if there was there were two parents in the home, if you always saw one person just, really hustling, it can definitely come from there. Or maybe even in your own life, if you're a single mom. For me, after divorce, I became a single mom. And for a time, there is this energy that you have to do everything on your own. And I'm so grateful that the light bulb went off for me, because I didn't always have that mindset. When I owned a brick and mortar service based business, before I ever opened the door, I knew that I would have staff. Hiring staff was one of the first things I did. When we were fully staffed, I had approximately 12 employees. So that mindset was something that I adapted over time, from always having to pick up the pieces from people who I thought were responsible for being on a team with me or in partnership with me. When they would drop the ball, this is the mindset that I adapted. And it's so easy for that same energy to roll over into your business. But the thing about it is, it creates this invisible limit, right? Unaware, it creates this limit of what is actually possible, because in your mind, when you even think about more, the only thing that comes to the surface is you having to do more work and you having to do it alone. And so this series I'm doing on expansion, I'm talking about the one person hustle, because if you feel, as you're listening, and maybe you're getting a space of awareness from this, and maybe you're seeing yourself in what I'm saying, I'm wanting this to be a space of awareness so that you can correct the thinking to be in a more expansive space. Let's just say you don't want to hire a lot of employees. Not everyone has a desire to hire a dozen employees. But what would it take for you to have more? Are you limited? Does that actually mean more work? Or can you create more with less of your effort? And this requires a mindset shift that you'll have to do about what you have the capacity for. It means shifting into a new identity. I've talked about identity a lot because I understand fully that for every level you desire to go, it requires a new identity, meaning the desires that you have for next, you have to be the person that is a match for those desires. I had my first client, one client that was six figures. And I didn't reach out to the client. I didn't market for it. I didn't even have a program or a package that was over $100,000 for one person. This was an opportunity that came before me. Someone proposed the amount to me. And it really let me see how small I had been thinking prior. And I hope this is resonating for you, because whenever you're thinking from the space of just one person, it's always going to feel limited. There's always going to be a space where it feels impossible. I have a client who recently did an identity shifting session with me, and after her 3 weeks, she joined one of my other programs. And one of the places she was stuck was because of this bigger goal that she had created. So she had reached her 6 figure mark, and so she created a goal of $500,000. And so I don't know if you understand that it requires a new identity to step into that new income realm. Because if not, the $100,000 person will be attempting to do the same strategies, make the same moves, and the same steps that they were before to create the bigger income. And her question was, I'm having a hard time trying to embody my desire because, man, if I'm already busy, I'm only imagining how busy I would be if I was earning 500,000. And so, of course, we did some mindset shifts, but I made her aware that her perfect people needed to increase, change, evolve. So maybe what it is that she was offering, we don't have to change the offer, but change who she was offering it to. That is my take on today. I want to share this before I end. If it only works when you work, is it a business or is that self-employed? And I'm saying this because I want to expand your thinking. I want you to quantum leap into a new timeline in your thought process about what you're doing in your business. Listen, a lot of people feel that their clients only will come to them if it is them that is doing the service, as if the clients want them. But guys, do you know what clients really want? They want the results. So 3D Success Academy is running right now. People are, looking at trainings, and I'm not there. I'm not there. It's open now. If someone signs up now, it will be functioning and operating, and they will be getting training. So I want you guys to broaden your perspective about how you do business. There's an invitation that's open for you to join Quantum Cash. It is a 5-week coaching container where we will be talking about expansion, but not only will we be talking about it, but the transformation that it takes. We will be embodying those steps, what that looks like for you individually, the desires that you want, and becoming a match for those very things. Maybe there is a different client that your offers will be available to. We will be deciding who they are, the language that you need to speak to those particular clients. Because remember, your old identity will continue to create what you're currently creating now, which will not have the capacity for your new results. Let go of the thought that you are the business, and understand, although you're not the business, you are the brand. But you don't have to be the business. You may be the business right now, but you don't have to be the business. And all of this is stepping into a new space of awareness. But I want you to understand that it gets to be easy. And my goal inside Quantum Cash is to help you quantum leap to that next timeline, to help you earn quicker, sooner, faster, with more grace and ease, not with you doing more work. Quantum Cash is now open. It is a 5-week coaching container for those who understand that there is a stage in business where doing more doesn't result in getting more. It's about who you are being. For those who really want to quantum leap into their next without exerting so much of their physical energy. 80% of what you do in business, 80% of your results is from your mindset, is from who you're being, the identity that you're existing in. And 20% is the strategy. That's exactly the formula we use inside Quantum Cash for those of you who want to quantum leap. The description box will contain a link for you to join us. It is now in its early offer. For those of you looking for other means of added support, you can also find that in the description box or in the comments, depending on where you see or hear this video. Peace and abundance. That's my take on today. For those of you joining, I'm Tanya Wilson, your transformational business and mindset coach. Peace and abundance.